We're going to head on over to Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to use this template. This is my favorite template. You'll see right here, this yellow one, it has the cutout grooves in it, and I think that it works perfectly for sublimating coffee mugs because the fact that it has those grooves, it wraps so nice and snug against the mug. So I totally recommend using a template when you're sublimating a mug, and I'll leave a link below. I am sublimating a Cricut beveled 15-ounce coffee mug, and the dimensions for that are right here, which is 10.721 by 4.25. Okay guys, so I uploaded this image to Cricut Design Space, and it was a 1280 by 720 pixel, and Cricut is warning me that the resolution is too low, which basically just means the image isn't clear enough for print and cut, especially for something like a mug where we want it to look sharp and professional and we want it to pop. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to head on over to Canva. I'm going to show you how to upgrade a low resolution image. So we're going to open Canva, and I'm going to create a custom design, and we're going to click here and do custom, and we're going to put in 3000 by 2000 pixel. That gives us a nice higher resolution base. Then I'm going to upload the original image, and it's okay if it's a low resolution. We're going to go ahead and add it to the image. We're going to resize it, and that is all we need to do. We're going to go ahead and click share. I'm going to choose PNG for better quality. Next, we're going to hit download, and then we're going to go over and upload it to Cricut Design Space. We'll hit continue, apply and continue. Next, we're going to select flat graphic, continue. I'm going to go ahead and give it a name. So I'm going to go ahead and put Creations with Tory's banner for 2025 higher resolution, and we're going to click on upload. You can see right here, this image does not have the low resolution, so that totally works for us. Let me show you the other image. If I were to hit upload, and then this is the image we did before, that was the lower resolution. You can see here that this image right here at the bottom is smaller, and it has the low resolution. We did make a difference by doing what we just did over in Canva, so we're going to go ahead and delete this one. Now you can see the image here. We have this behind it, the template, and so this image needs to be a little bit bigger, and if I stretch it anymore, we will get the bad resolution. What we're going to do is head back over to Canva, and I'm going to show you something. We're in Canva right now, and if you go right down here, it says right underneath, that is the hex code for the color that I'm using. So I'm going to just go ahead and write that down, and we're going to go ahead and use that hex code over in Cricut Design Space. So we're back in Cricut Design Space. I'm going to click on shape. I'm going to insert a square. Let's close this. So now I am on the square. I'm going to go up to color, then click on advanced, and I'm going to type in that hex code so I have the exact color, and hit enter. So now I have the exact color that I have here. Now that I have this color here, all I need to do is, now it's in Cricut Design Space system, so I can go up here and I can just click on here. So now this template is the same color, and then that will help me with just a little bit of spot in the back that I needed. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to place this right up here, just like so, and then I can go ahead and arrange, bring center back, so I know that this is centered just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and select both of them and hit slice. That way, let's go ahead and get rid of this one, delete this. We now have this, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect resolution. It'll print nicely, so we are ready to go. Go ahead and hit make it. And we are going to put it on 8.5 by 14 paper. We need to mirror the image. We're going to scroll down. I'm going to hit continue, and we're going to send it to the printer. So we're going to hit next. Okay, just a quick FYI, my Epson Sublimation printer is not my default printer. I actually have a Brother color printer that I use every day, and that one is set as my default. So if you have the same kind of setup and you notice that when you change your printer settings here, for example, I need to change mine to the Sublimation printer, my Epson. So if you ever notice that when you do it this way and then you hit print, instead of it actually printing, it just feeds the paper through the Epson without printing anything. This might be why. What's happening, even though I selected the Epson in the print window, my computer was still using the settings from my default Brother printer. So now before I do any sublimation, I go into my search field on my laptop and then I type in printers, and I actually switch the default printer to the Epson. Once I do that, everything prints just fine. So it's just one of those little things that can save you a lot of time and confusion if that's happened to you. So I just wanted to share. So now that we have the Sublimation printer set as the default, we're going to go ahead and leave the bleed on. Then select Use System Dialog and then hit Print. And what Use System Dialog does is it just takes you directly to the printing preferences. Here you'll see it's on the Epson. We'll go ahead and click on Preference. We're going to change this to Legal. And with paper type, we need to change to Premium Presentation. Quality is high, and we're going to turn reverse off. We're going to go over here to more options. You want to turn high speed off, and then we're going to click on Custom, Advanced, and I'm going to select Color Controls. Color mode is Adobe RGB, Gamma 2.2. This is the settings that I have for my printing preferences as far as the color, and so okay, and now we're ready to hit print. Just finished printing, and we're going to go over here. I'm going to select copy paper because copy paper is so similar to the material of the sublimation paper, same texture. That's the word I was thinking of. And we're going to go ahead and load the mat and cut it. And just a reminder to make sure that you put the sublimation paper on the mat the way that you see in the image so the Cricut can know where to cut it. Next, I place the sublimation paper on the Cricut mat. I prefer using a less sticky mat and securing the corners of the sublimation paper with tape. Just keep it in place during the cutting, and when it's time to remove it, the paper doesn't get stuck to the mat. Let's go ahead, we're going to put that in here and hit the load button. And then cut or go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and unload it. So this is cut, and we just want to go ahead and take this off. Before applying the sublimation paper template to the mug, we need to preheat the Convection toaster oven. I recommend preheating it for 15 minutes before starting the sublimation process. I'm setting the temperature to 400 degrees and the timer for 15 minutes. Then that gives us just enough time to get the mug prepped and ready to go. This is the mug we're going to sublimate. Again, it's a Cricut, and it's 15-ounce beveled mug. Before we apply the template, you need to clean it really well. So I like to use just rubbing alcohol. We're gonna put a little bit on the paper towel. We'll just go ahead and clean it everywhere so it's clean, and that is super important. It helps the sublimation, and you also get rid of any oils or anything that you don't see, because once you sublimate, it's permanent. Make sure it's completely dry, and it is. What you need is a sublimation tape. Here is the image. Very, very important is to make sure that you place it the right side up, because I did the cutest mug once and it was upside down. Then we're gonna go ahead and just place it on the mug. And this is what I was telling you about, how it just fits perfectly together. I love, love, love that. but you do have to make sure that it lines up with each other. You want it to line up and it's even. So let me go ahead, I'm gonna put the first piece of tape, and you're using heat resistant tape. You also wanna make sure that this is pulled tightly because you want that sublimation paper pressed as firmly as possible against the mug. We're gonna go ahead and do this one as well. Just place this across here. Okay. This, you can see here that it is taped there, which I'm gonna tape it more, but we have it securely pressed against the mug. That's super important. And we are gonna just keep taping all the way around because you want it to be pressed against the mug. So we're gonna go ahead, and I also love this tape because it's thick, heat resistant tape. It's thick, like wide. And then you can just go ahead and place it just like so, like you just do half like that, and then it folds over. I love it. So we're just gonna do that all the way around. And this is so important, is taping it, because like I said, it stays pressed against the mug and then it's just consistent throughout. So that all that's done, flip it over, do the exact same thing to this side. And then we're gonna reinforce the handles because that's super important as well. So let's see, did I get it all? All right, the top and the bottom look great. Let me show it to you. I'm just double checking. Okay, so you can see this is taped really nicely. Same with the top. And I always like to reinforce the handles so I know that it is really pressed against the mug, especially since this is a full wrap mug. This is not, when you leave like this part white and it doesn't matter. It does in this case because I want to make sure that I have color there as well. So I'm just gonna go around here, make sure I get all those little spots. So I have everywhere reinforced here. Let me just put a little bit there to hold that tape down. All right, so the mug is completely taped. And then you can see here where I reinforced this. You just wanna make sure you go around, so like it's in a square. So that part is all taped, same there. So this is the Sublimation shrink wrap. And I just have just a stack of miscellaneous. So sometimes it has the mug that'll fit perfectly. I don't know if I do or I don't, but we can make it work anyway. So let's use this one. So we're gonna go ahead and take the shrink wrap and just cut it right down the middle. It doesn't matter where you cut it. We're just gonna open it up and we're gonna place the mug in here and we're going to wrap it like it's a present. So we're gonna go ahead and just fold it over and take the heat resistant tape. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna tuck it under so it's tight. So it doesn't really matter how you wrap it. We just wanna wrap it. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of tighten this over here, or tape it over here. And you wanna leave the handle exposed. So, okay, so here I just taped it. There's no right or wrong way. I'm gonna tuck this in, just move that down. And maybe I'm gonna tape it here You don't have to. All right. So now we are ready. It's all covered except the handle. We're gonna take a heat gun and shrink the shrink wrap. So let's get started. Okay, it does not have to be perfect. So you definitely need heat resistant gloves because this is very, very hot. And since the shrink wrap melts, you don't want it to melt on the rack. So we're gonna just use parchment paper. I can't think of what it was called. So we're gonna go ahead and place the parchment paper in here. Just make sure you guys can see, and then put the mug in with it. And remember, it's at 400, it preheated for 15 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and sublimate the mug for 15 minutes. And because mine is big enough, it's just gonna sit right up, and I do not have to rotate it. So let's go ahead, we're gonna place this right in here. And set the mug, just make sure, yeah, set the mug right there. And we're gonna sublimate it for 15 minutes. So it's almost done. I'm getting my heat resistant gloves on, and we're gonna take it out in 15 seconds. So I have scissors because I like to take it off early, like not early, I like to take it off when it's warm, I mean. So let's go ahead, we're gonna turn this off and take it out. And this is so hot, so make sure that you have your heat resistant gloves on. And we're gonna go ahead, see how it sticks like to that? That's why it's so important to put parchment paper on, because you don't want that sticking on your rack. All right, so let's go ahead, we're gonna take some scissors. And I like to just take it off right away. At least the plastic, because that gets hard. But it's up to you, you don't have to do that. It's so annoying that it sticks to you. Oh. All right, so let's keep tearing it. So we actually have all the tape off, except just a little bit here. And this should come right off. Ready? Oh, I'm so excited. All right, sweet. What do you guys think? That looks amazing. I think this turned out awesome. What do you guys think? Now I have a coffee cup for my coffee in the morning. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.